Congress spent your hard-earned tax dollars like the dollars were imaginary. Thanks to 4 years of runaway spending by the Democrats, they increased annual discretionary spending by $400 billion. That's a 30% increase in just 4 years. They took our nation's credit card, spent like crazy, and left us in deep debt.
Huh? That would be Kevin McCarthy.
Smarmy.
Kevin, the congressional Congress poo. Yes.
But
according to Adam Kinzinger.
He's talking 4 years?
We're not just being immature. Adam Kinzinger called him a
that
piece
time was when Donald Trump was in office.
I'm sorry, Travis?
Half of that time he just talked about was when Donald Trump was in office.
Oh, you were doing that. I see. Okay. So, Kevin, the Congress poo was wrong.
Complaining about Trump's spending, not Biden's spending.
Right, exactly.
Correct. Okay. Hey, look who's here. All right, Charlie, happy state of the...
That's okay if you let her call you during the mudslides or the wildfires.
That's true.
Or the floods.
That's true.
Or the floods. Or
turnarounds and
earthquakes, which were overdue.
Charlie, happy State of the Union to you, sir.
Hey, yeah, I mean, this is actually not a very important day at all, but it's a big speech.
Yeah.
And everybody has to pretend it's important. Although I think the street theater in the House might be a little bit interesting.
Yes. Oh dear God.
I mean, I have no idea what the Angry Children's Caucus is going to do about this.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking Joe Wilson would be a moderate now, the guy that yelled "You lie" at the president. Now, with the Marjorie Taylor Greenes and Lauren Boeberts, who knows what's going to happen tonight? You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the last time was it what? When was it? When did Biden speak where Boebert and Taylor Greene were standing next to each other?
Oh, yeah.
That'd been last year.
Yelling. Was that last year?
Yeah, this year they're going to be pulling each other's weaves out during the speech. They're fighting. Yes.
On that subject, Mani Raju from CNN was reporting that Speaker McCarthy this morning is telling members to be aware that microphones could pick up their conversations and photographers can see what's on their phone screens during the State of the Union. Mm-hmm. And he's also telling them that he will not tear up Biden's speech the way Pelosi did to Trump's.
Okay.
That's because it will be a good speech.
Yes. They have to give instructions beforehand. Don't be a douchebag.
Don't be committing any treasons with your cameras where people can see them.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's...
Well, all that means is it's going to be worse than we could imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because nobody listens to Kevin McCarthy.
Exactly.
True.
He's Sister Mary Oliphant of the Republican caucus, right? He'll be like, class.
Maybe we'll have maybe we can have a snap vote for him to not be speaker right before Biden goes on.
That'd be great. That would be fantastic.
Oh my God! A Democrat could call it. That'd be great. Just force him to vote on McCarthy again as speaker to see if they can confirm it.
As you pointed out on Twitter, we've just reached levels of dumbassery heretofore unseen. Marjorie Taylor Greene said, literally every regular person I know is talking about how to shoot down the Chinese spy balloon. It would be great if the average Joe shot it down because China Joe won't. And you said it's all fun and games until the balloon lands on average Joe's head. Yeah. I mean, it's just like you don't even know how to respond to such...
You cannot take Meemaw's shotgun out in the backyard and hit a balloon that's 60,000 feet in the air.
Right.
Yes.
You're going to wind up like those guys in Detroit every year at Greek Easter who fire their guns up in the air, and at least 2 of them wind up in the hospital because the bullet comes back.
Right. By the way, you also picked out the same, this, as you call him, rodeo clown, James Comer, the goober from Kentucky, who chairs House Oversight, lost no time in losing his mind. Comer told Fox News in an interview he's concerned the federal government obviously does not know if the balloon, what's in the balloon. Is it bioweapons in that balloon? Did that balloon take off from Wuhan? And you said, remember how in the propaganda ramp up to the Iraq War, we were warned that Saddam Hussein would send a escadrille of balsa gliders over here to spray anthrax all over the landscape. This is even nuttier. Yeah, I mean, wasn't that the whole we have to fight him over there so we don't fight him over here because blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, the problem, of course, is that we all fell for the Saddam stuff. I mean,
yeah.
So, I think it's probably good that this was a balloon because balloons are easy to ridicule.
Yes.
But
I
don't know what I feel about that. I mean, I really don't. It's nice to know they were tracking it all the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's nice to know that they considered it, mandatory that they shoot it down when it's not over anything.
Well, thank you. You quoted Mike Quigley from Illinois, who said the last thing we wanted was for something the size of a school bus to go through the roof of a preschool. Yeah. And you just said cooler heads, which are often said to prevail, are prevailed. However, cooler heads are having a terrible losing streak right now. I mean, yeah, it's... And then we find out more and more every day that not only did these fly over during the Trump administration, they didn't even know, they didn't detect it, and flew right over Florida.
What's really worse are the people who saying they knew but they didn't tell Trump.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they were afraid
right, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
They were afraid you'd start like World War III through 9.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know, Allison Gill pointed on our show.
We are so lucky to be alive.
Yes.
I swear to God.
Allison Gill reminded us yesterday of, remember, I forgot that one of our generals had to call China at one point and say, we're not going to nuke you.
Milley had to call the Chinese and tell them we weren't going to nuke them.
Yeah.
In the insurrection.
But no, I think you're absolutely right, Charles. It's, Marjorie Taylor Greene, among others, is screaming about, we need to find out what happened in the military. You're right, because they were terrified of this lunatic idiot in the Oval Office. So... Right, she's saying they didn't tell him on purpose. Yeah.